Coming up in the news this evening, National Peace Council to get stakeholders to commit to peace ahead of the elections.
Bank of Ghana reduces monetary policy rate to 25.5%.
And on the foreign front, Nigerian Supreme Court judge charged with corruption and money laundering. Hello, good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. You're live on Ghana Television. We're also live on GBC24. This is News Hour. My name is Akmene Avo Ajaja.
And I am Micheline Taka. You welcome. The National Peace Council is set to hold a meeting on Wednesday, 23rd November, with political parties and selected eminent persons to get the parties to commit to peace before, during, and after the elections.
Monday's announcements by the council follows heightened tensions which have boiled over in some areas. It will mark the second time the parties are having to commit to a peace treaty. The first such commitment was made in Kumasi 4 years ago.
Political parties together and initiating dialogue after the elections for them to think about issues like winner takes all, local governance issues, and all that. There is a lot in this country that political parties and leadership of this nation can think about that to ensure that our nation moves forward. Let us commit ourselves to this so that after the election we can come together and begin to judge or to find solutions that will move us forward. We are also saying that we are calling our leaders together to reaffirm the position they took in Kumasi. They took a position against impunity, acts of injustice. We're going to ask them to do that. We're going to ask them to say to their teaming supporters that violence will not do. Let us do things peacefully. And we are inviting eminent personalities, to come in. The Commonwealth Secretariat, the deputy head is coming, AU, they are coming, UN, Dr. Ibn Chambers and others. It has international undertone. The purpose is to get these leaders to come publicly and say to Ghanaians that we are committed to peace, and that even if we are not happy with what happens, we will use judicial means, legitimate means, to seek redress, and that we will not take to arms and set our nation on fire. The Peace Council doesn't have any binding powers, but if you respect yourself as a leader of a nation, somebody who is seeking mandate to rule, and you stand in public to commit yourself, one would think that you will not renege.
The presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, is promising free education from kindergarten to senior high school to ensure continuity in education. Dr. Indum said if elected as president, he will manage the country's resources to ensure fair and equitable distribution of development projects. Dr. Papakwesi Indum made the promise in the Sege constituency as part of the campaign in the Greater Accra region.
This was the crowd that met Dr. Papakwesi Indum at Machekope. Dr. Indum told the gathering that votes for the PPP from the people of Machekope, and for that matter, Sege constituency, will see real transformation in these areas. The PPP flag bearer said education in the country will be streamlined to ensure that majority of the people are enrolled at school. He said education under his tenure will be free and compulsory from kindergarten to senior high. The majority of the youth in Machekope depend on motor riding as a means of employment. Dr. Indum promised the people of better job opportunities if he comes to power. He introduced the parliamentary aspirant for the area, Mr. Inu Samote, to the people.
He is the one we want you to help, we want you to support.
From Machekope, the campaign team moved to Esuchari in the Shai Osudoku constituency. Here, party faithfuls jubilated on his arrival. He told the electorate that a PPP government will tap into opportunities in the area and create worth.
You get the presidential ballot. On the presidential ballot, PPP is number 4, and that is where the jobs will come from. That is where the polyclinic will come from.
Dr. Indum said he has a track record of establishing businesses as evident across the country. He introduced the parliamentary aspirant of the area, Mr. Emmanuel Mate Tete, and asked the people to vote wisely for better development.
To the camp of the NPP now, and the presidential candidate Nana Akufo-Addo has been on a campaign swing in the eastern region as he makes another attempt at winning the Flagstaff House. Nana Addo addressed a number of rallies in the region, seen as having strong leanings to the NPP, and made an appeal to voters to thumb him and his party to power.
The Eastern region is the second electoral powerhouse of the NPP. The party has won 5 of 6 elections held since 1992 in the Eastern region, more than any other party, including the NDC. But the NPP says this time round, it hopes to increase the number of votes obtained in the Eastern region and possibly to secure more than 85% of the votes in all the constituencies for a resounding victory. The NPP presidential candidate and his team first campaigned at Achiase in the Achiase constituency. The chief of Achiase, Dasibre Janine Akenten, lauded Nana Akufo-Addo for coming up with one district, one factory policy. The campaign team asked the electorates to change the NDC by the power of the thumb.
We are buying wire Juma, no many Bahuatono, no a Juma bar, who you seen it, Yan Samba Hama, Yadachi, Bayabasa.
Nana Akufo-Addo promised to establish a special military hospital for the Achiase Jungle Warfare School if given the mandate.
The party about the national health by a year. That just send me in hospital, Papa. What would you say? No, it is scientists and so on. And also so your BBA. Yeah, Baba, Juma. Not Chiasima, so no. Be area when your baby to be aqua, and your casa, and your quantity.
Nana Akufo-Addo and his team addressed a rally at Achim Swedru in the Achim Swedru constituency. From Swedru, the NPP took its campaign to Achim Winchi in the Akwetia constituency. The area is one of the hubs of citrus, oil palm and diamond mining. The NPP assured the youth in the area of job opportunities if it is given the nod to govern the country come December 7. The atmosphere at Oda in the Achim Oda constituency was a charged one. Thousands of people thronged the Oda lorry station for the message of change. Nana Akufo-Addo expressed concern about political parties which have made tribal issues as their campaign message instead of telling the people what they will do to better their lot. He urged Ghanaians to vote against parties that play the tribal card. The NPP campaign train stopped at Asene. Manso was the next town that received the NPP entourage, and from here, the NPP flag bearer joined party faithfuls at Akroso in a rally. Nana Akufo-Addo and his team told the electorates to take the change agenda serious since the country is not progressing under the NDC government. The NPP says it is ready to put the nation's ailing economy back on track for Ghanaians to experience an improvement in their livelihood.
This year, the election is being fought hardest in a number of regions
The parties have focused on the Volta region as more regions become battlegrounds. The NPP has taken aim at the NDC firewall region. It does not mean the NDC is on the verge of letting the Volta region slip through their hands. At a regional rally at Aplao, the NPP promised to ensure exploration of oil in the Volta Basin and promised to build a new harbour and landing site at Keta if it wins the elections.
The atmosphere at the rally grounds at Aflao was impressive. According to officials of the NPP, having such a large crowd in the Volta region is a great sign for change. Though the Volta region benefited from roads, schools, health institutions, and a host of other infrastructural developments under the NPP, the region has always voted for the NDC. The NPP says its administration will continue to ensure developmental projects in the region if voted into power. With over 2,000 polling stations in the Volta region, the NPP believes vigilance is the watchword that will enable the party to secure a considerable number of votes for its victory. The campaign manager of the NPP, Mr. Peter McMahon, asked party faithfuls to adopt a strategy called Operation Eagle Eye to ensure the party wins convincingly.
The new law, GBC24, says that at the close of the election, after the counting and declaration of the big sheet, a copy should be posted at the polling station. Use your phone cameras and take a picture and WhatsApp it.
The national youth organizer of the party, Sami Uku, called on the youth in the region to support the wind of change. The running mate of the NPP's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, described Nana Akufo-Addo as a man with the foresight to transform the nation in record time.
From what I am seeing here today, I can see why some people are panicking. In 18 days' time, we will have a new president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I can see why, inshallah, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will be the next president of the Republic of Ghana.
Nana Akufo-Addo told the people of the Volta region that it's about time they voted the NDC out of power. He said the NPP has great respect for all tribes in the country.
I'm standing ready to work with you to develop the region and to develop Ghana. We are coming to build a new Ghana which is founded on commitment to truth and to principle. A new Ghana which works, where policies are worked out for the progress of our people, and that will bring jobs and employment to the young people of our country.
The NPP presidential candidate started his constituency campaign in the Volta region, and this rally also marks the beginning of the regional rallies by the party. The rally was dubbed Volta for Change. Popular musicians, including Pryor, thrilled the crowd with beautiful renditions. Earlier, Nana Akufo-Addo was installed the Ngoye Fia under the stool name Togudu Nenyu Jibodi of Afefe traditional area. The NPP says it is ready to work hand in hand with the people of the Volta region for better development.
Still on the campaign trail, President John Mahama has cut the sword for the construction of a farmer service center at Golu in the Upper West region. It is the first of many such centers to be opened in farming districts in the country. The construction of the center is a major campaign promise by the NDC going into the December 7 elections. The Upper West region is one of the battlegrounds region in the 2016 elections and a must-win region for any candidate seeking to occupy the Flagstaff House.
Golu in the Upper West region, hometown of former President Hilali Man. The president, on his way to Tumu, made a stop at Golu to perform a sword-cutting ceremony for construction of the first Farmers Service Center. In launching an agricultural revolution to be marked with national food sufficiency, job creation and poverty alleviation, the NDC believes that the peasant farmer ought to be targeted for assistance. A farmer service center as the one in Golu will supply farming inputs and extend financial credit to farmers in a given district. The credits are repayable without interest after crop harvest or after sale of agricultural produce.
There are going to be one-stop shops to provide support and service to farmers. And so in any area where we place one of these centers, it is going to be a center that assists farmers within that catchment area. So all the farmers in the catchment area will register to be members of this center. And as you've been told, there is this warehouse which is called the Agri Mall. Agri Mall is like a shopping mall, but it doesn't sell food products and cornflakes and other provisions. It sells agri products. And so it will have pesticides, weedicides, subsidized fertilizer, it will have improved seeds, and so everything that the farmer needs for his farm will be here in this agri mall.
The president also campaigned at Tumu. He said the policy of the NDC is to improve deplorable conditions of roads in the Upper West. Since the region was carved out of the then Upper region in the late 80s, not much has been done to match the status with infrastructure. 80% of roads in the Upper West region are not tarred. The president urged contractors working on the roads to complete it on schedule. The president also urged the youth in Upper West to take advantage of the various employment modules to earn a living. He said those with business plans can apply for assistance under the Youth Enterprise Support Fund, which is being broadened from a seed capital of 10 million Ghana cedis to 100 million Ghana cedis.
On 7 December, I would have fulfilled my first term of 4 years. The NDC party has nominated me to stand for re-election, and so it's necessary for me, in all humility, to go around the country to every constituency and ask Ghanaians to come out in their numbers and vote so that I can have a second term in office. And so here I am in all humility to seek your mandate to go another term and to continue the good work that we have started. As your son, I've been president for 4 years, and I can tell you that I have not let you down, I have not disgraced you. I have worked hard, I have done my best, I have brought development to every corner of this country, irrespective of ethnic affiliation.
The president was not happy about the bad conditions in which the people of the Upper West have lived in for a long time. He said he is poised to reverse the spectacle through various interventions in the region. Some of the major facilities the region have either received or is receiving are a military garrison, a regional hospital, a national library headquarters, and water supply systems.
Still on the NDC, the Vice President, Mr. Arthur, put his focus on educating party faithful on how to vote appropriately in the Bunahafo region. He asked voters to look out for stamped ballot sheets before proceeding to thumb the NDC logo and its candidate. Mr. Arthur believes an understanding of the voting procedure will reduce the number of spoiled ballots, which accounted for about 2% of total ballot cast in the 2012 elections. A report by Nuto Bibinuto.
Brekum Kraso in the Brekum West constituency was the first port of call for the vice president. In the midst of an unfriendly area, this little community has been faithful to the ruling NDC, and they pledged to even up their game since the Mahama Emisa Arthur regime had given them a fair share of the national cake. They renewed their faith in the government, for which reason they will vote massively for the NDC in the hope that the Brekum Sampa Road, which goes through Kraso, will be fixed. Mr. Arthur thanked the chiefs and people of the area for the confidence, saying the NDC will remain a party for the rural dwellers, poor and marginalized by sharing state resources equitably among its citizenry. The Vice President's entourage stormed Gini Senior High School with the aim of once again changing lives of young people in school, with yet still another completed one-story girls' dormitory and a multi-purpose classroom facility, which is almost complete. Management of Gini Senior High School said since the school's construction under President Rawlings, this is the only time they have witnessed such massive investment into its infrastructural base. Mr. Arthur said the ultimate aim of the Mahama government is to transform the country and change the life of every Ghanaian.
For us, building a school, dormitory block for girls, dormitory block for boys, assembly hall, dining hall, etc., it's not an election gimmick. It is what we want to do. So whether there is an election or not, we are building the school, we are building facilities that will help secure the future of the youth, because that is how our society will progress. If the youth is enabled, if the youth progresses, then we have secured the future.
At Nsuatre in the Brekum East constituency, the people again showed their unflinching support to the NDC. Since Ghana chose democracy, Nsuatre has been the NDC power base in Brekum East, and they pledged to do it again come December 7. The chiefs thanked the Mahama administration for the numerous projects within these 4 years.
Na yenim se edaya ma NDC.
Mr. Arthur said, given the opportunity to serve a second term, this administration will now turn attention to creating more jobs after setting the stage of infrastructural growth.
Ababia ni wonomo a waba yenya mpuntuo echen de omampan John ni mama ayede amaye na te obi Emma empuntujuma etesa na de wose ayede mano ane se ebreso na obesre se yentu abalma no nto na adwuma so a na wose yeto aba ede mano
aba no yentokwa enye sekan ne yakotwe ekokromoti ne yede koto mayedachi ayeye mayemba no enya dachi bia wombehwe wombenya wombekwaso nti nkwaso Ghana nkwaso na ehwehwe enye ntokwa obinum tiawa na womo akotena radio so na womu di atem yede ndi atem emfa we ndi atem no.
He said positive change was already happening in the lives of Ghanaians, hence no need for a change of government, as that will turn the clock of progress backward. Nto Bibiningto, GBC24, Nsuatre.
The independent presidential candidate, Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah, has been at the Mensah Palace in Kumasi to commiserate with the Asante Otumfuo Osei Tutu over the death of Nana Hima.
Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah joined some dignitaries to express condolence to the Asante Otumfuo Osei Tutu and Asanteman on the sudden demise of Her Royal Highness Nana Efia Kobisewa Ampem, Queen Mother of the Asante Kingdom. Mr. Osei-Yeboah, who is also a royal from Kokofu traditional area, expressed shock at the death of the Queen Mother, describing it as a blow to Asanteman. Mr. Osei-Yeboah took the opportunity to also visit Mensah Zongo, his birthplace, to interact with residents. He commended people in the area for peacefully coexisting. He told them that this year's election should be conducted in the atmosphere of peace and urged them not to indulge in politics of insults. Mr. Osei-Yeboah said Ghanaians are one people with a common aspiration and that tribal and political sentiments will rather polarize the nation.
Memenchipa Kokofu. Kokofu soso ni nuabarima ene Otumfuo. Echi eye asem esi ye no. Ana we ofa etonsa frɛ me se. Ena memra na ne nua panyin ye otumfo embexia no enti mama se ye ba be ye politics na se ne ye nyina ya chi no na ohwe se ne ane bedi na ohwe da no enso esan se ye wo mi zongo na se be ba kumase a bibia tomani kura we se me ba fie se ne Yusuf akan no mantimi anko ba bia kura na na nye zongo eninti ahana maba no mabafie makoma atomi yam.
He entreated the electorate to vote massively for him to become the next president of Ghana to ensure continued national peace, unity, economic transformation, security, job creation and other infrastructure development.
So be di basabasa ye bia ba esa ye na nantini ye beka sa ye nye ye be ya masumdua ba se ye sa de na ne de animonyam kese ahye otumfo ye ye sa ne de animonyam so ahye omame a wanya ne kra achi a oko ye sa ne de animonyam nyina ayede aba ahanom.
Mr. Osei-Yeboah also called on the Primate and Metropolitan Archbishop of the Internal Province of Ghana and Anglican Bishop of Kumasi, Most Reverend Professor Daniel Yinka Safo, where he received prayers for God's protection as he embarks on his campaign tour nationwide. Mr. Osei-Yeboah used the occasion to present a copy of his 2016 manifesto and some books on governance he had written to Most Reverend Professor Safo.
Still on the demise of the Asantehene, Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur has expressed condolence to their Asantehene Otumfo Osei Tutu and the people of Ashanti on the passing of the Asantehene Nana Efia-Kobi Sewampem. He described the late Asantehene as a mother of all Ghanaians whose wise counsel helped to keep the peace and unity of the country, especially in this Fourth Republic era. Mr. Arthur's comments was occasioned by a call on him by the Menchia Palace to officially announce the passing of the Asantehene.
Last Monday, a great oak tree fell in Asantehene. The Queen Mother, Nana Efia-Kobi Sewampem, joined her ancestors peacefully in her sleep. This happened at a time when the ruling party had its campaign machinery in motion in the region, but had to suspend it in line with Asante custom of ban on noise making during the passing of such a royal.
Party no so anemu ema otumfo yako Santiman so yako na yejamba bia yejina na se ye party bibibia ebetimi ababe sankan amamre no mu de ni nyina ya twa sensen se ye betwen na ye nyina dano duru ha yatimi ababe ja ya brewati akwan
mejina ewura otumfo anem na mede ama mampanyine wo ene aban no ene NDC
zo
amanyuko ni nyina titru ebuo kese a mo ene odo a mo kire ma Asanteman
zo
si yenu na chief of staff no Asanteman no dika akura aba abehunu ewura so obontoa
zo
si no dimi ka ja de obi ojae a obae ma bigina bae na ma yako
zo
nuachi party no manyuko no esa eye ma kasa babonte abontene a me kai se
zo
ohina jikum
zo
ma obi ate se the party no mu ye bie na ebu a omodo ma Asantehene ni ntino
zo
omo ajai.
The chief linguist of Menchia, Nana Nsuasi Pokuajiman, also said, though the Asantehene passed last Monday, traditionally, the Asantehene does not hear such bad news on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So, this Thursday will witness the 1-week observation for the deceased.
And nam said, yes, sir, no. Na se bi na sutre yawadan. Yawade di enimi, ene na hotwe pepepe.
zo
Nti edru wa yawade edu emu hosi apa obetra se
zo
ama shebi obia no ama na chiame e de ato nanan Santiman ene Ghana manyina ni
Mr. Arthur described Nana Kobise Wampem as one who served not only her people, but the entire nation well.
For us, this is not just an event that has occurred in Ashanti. It's not the Ashanti Otumfuo's funeral. It is for all of us to show respect to a lady who has sat on this stool for many years, who has worked for the unity and peace in this country, whose advice that she's giving to all kinds of political leaders has led to the stability, increased stability of this country. So we do not consider it a private funeral for Otumfuo. It's something that is for all of us.
The late Asante Queen was the biological mother of the Asante Hene. Otumfuo said too, she was 111 years old and reigned for 39 years. Nto Bibini Nto, GBC24, Flagstaff House.
You're watching News Hour live on GBC24 and GTV. We go for a quick break. We'll be back with the business segment to stay.
Be careful about is that we must look for somebody who will continue to hold the party together. We mustn't go in for anybody who will divide us. So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about.
Mommy, who is this man? Is he a prophet?
No, that's President Kufuor, the former president of Ghana.
What he said is exactly what is happening in the NPP. Under the leadership of Opana, there is warmongering, divisiveness, intolerance, acid bath, and so on.
You are right, my daughter. That is why I suggest we vote for a unifier, God-fearing, tried and tested person who has foresight.
I see.
Vote for John Mahama. Vote for NDC. NDC, changing lives, transforming Ghana.
This election, this year, 2016, it's about competency. It is about leadership. It has to do with the economy. It has to do with our finances as a nation. So which leader can bring together the people, can find the money, can find the support, can bring everybody together to work as a team so that we can bring about change that we need. So it's about choices. That is what this 2016 election is all about.
And welcome, we bring you some business updates. I am Dorothy Ajimai. The Bank of Ghana has reduced the rate from 26%. Reduction in more than a year. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Abdul Nasiri Sahaku, pointed to the drop in the inflation rate, which now stands at 15.8%, as part of the factors. The tightening of the monetary process. Dr. Nasiri Sahaku said there still remains vulnerabilities in the global marketplace, which continue to affect commodity prices, and these have also led to the reduction.
The Monetary Policy Committee for the past 1.5 years has pegged the monetary policy rate around 26% in the country. The rate is deemed as one of the highest in the sub-region, but the Bank of Ghana cited the high inflation rate, risk to economic growth, the need to stabilize the cedi, and the vulnerable development in the global economy as some of the key factors that influence the pegging of the policy at 26%. However, after several months of maintaining the rate at 26%, the Bank of Ghana says inflation trends are easing, which indicates a positive outlook, and currently stands at 15.8%, dropping from 17.2%. On the other hand, the continuous stability of the cedi and the rebound of the global economy makes it prudent to reduce the policy rate.
Growth conditions remain weak and below trend. Growth conditions remain weak and below trends. This is underpinned by weak global demand, declining commodity prices, and disruptions in the production of oil and gas. Other factors include weak private sector credit growth as a result of the tight credit stance and fiscal consolidation efforts. These tight conditions are expected to prevail in the outlook. With these considerations, ladies and gentlemen, the committee concluded that the downside risks to growth outweigh the risk to inflation, and therefore decided to, guess what, reduce the policy rate by 50 basis points to 25.5%.
The central bank, however, says the reduction in the policy rate is expected to impact on the lending rate in the country, which is currently hovering averagely around 35%.
Still on the economy, but this time on the foreign exchange market. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Abdul Nasiri Sahaku, says there's no shortage of dollars in the country. Dr. Abdul Nasiri Sahaku says the bank has enough dollars and will intervene in the market as and when it becomes necessary. The comments came as the governor on the heels of reports that the commercial bank have run out of dollars, prompting an increase in the dollar rate last week from 3.9 to 4.1 Ghana cedis on the local market.
Some of what we are seeing now is purely speculative, because we have the stock of forex. You know, in tree, we say it's kind of taho. we have the forex that's available, the central bank, and I wish to emphasize again, we intervene when it's necessary just to moderate the volatilities. So there's no reason why, rates should be, gyrating in the way that we've seen now. But that's also expected, given this time of the year and also this year especially. So we think that some of the things we'll do is just precisely what I'm saying, to let the markets understand that there's no shortage of forex in the markets. To the contrary, we are awash with dollars, both the banks and us. There's no reason whatsoever. And this is not just for now, also moving forward into next year. Yeah? And I think the reserves we have would be complemented by the reforms that are ongoing to keep the currency stable for a long time.
Manette has inaugurated its third commercial building at the airport city in Accra. The 10th floor tower, completed in October, offers office space accommodation for businesses and corporate entities. Manette is a property developer company that is diversified in real estate development. The Manette Tower 1 and 2, sited at the airport city of Accra, are the handworks of the company, and the tower is currently occupied by UT Bank and Vodafone respectively. To provide more office space accommodation, Manette has constructed a third high-rise building. The 10th floor commercial building, named Manette Tower 3, is also located within the same area where Tower 1 and 2 are located. According to the executive director of Manette, Mr. Martin Berkon, it has always been the company's priority to look into the future and plan accordingly to accommodate future development.
We decided to just put this up, and mind you, a building like this does not come up overnight. So when we started, we had a different vision for the future, and this is the market we've met.
He also mentioned some of the facilities in the building.
We have a dedicated standby generator, which has a greater capacity than is actually needed, just to make sure that whatever tenants come in, whatever computer system servers they run, we have systems in place to cater to that. We've created boreholes to also ensure uninterrupted flow of water. To all our tenants.
The General Overseer of the International Central Gospel Church, ICGC, Dr. Mensa Otabil, commissioned the building. The 12,000 square meter facility, which has an expansive car park, will be operational from January 2017. Coming up is insurance news. An actuary is a business professional who deals with the measurement and management of risk and uncertainties in the insurance industry. Only 7 of such professionals are currently in the industry because few universities offer training in that area. Per the requirements of the National Insurance Commission, every insurance company needs the expertise of an actuary. The director of the Ghana Insurance College, Mr. Justice Ofori, says more actuaries are needed to accelerate growth in the insurance industry. Insurance experts advise that insurance companies in the country must set up actuarial departments and have professional actuaries to support service delivery. An actuary in an insurance company helps to design and price insurance policies to make them competitive and profitable. Actuaries make extensive use of analysis, economics, and mathematical skills to evaluate risk. They set guidelines for each risk class and category. The underwriter's role starts after an actuary has completed his task. The director for the Ghana Insurance College, Mr. Justice Ofori, said the industry lacks the expertise of actuaries because they are few in the system.
On the Ghanaian market, we don't have many of them. We have probably about 6 or 7 on the market. The industry needs a lot of actuaries, just that we don't have them on our market. It is a requirement by the NIC that all insurance companies should have actuarial units within their companies. So there's a market for actuaries, and I think it's a very important profession so far as insurance is concerned. All insurance companies have actuaries. Sometimes they don't have them employed on the premises, but they have them as consultants.
A successful actuary needs to understand the nature of insurance, the risk inherent in different types of assets, the ways of using statistical modules, and the legal and regulatory constraints that apply to the business. GBC24 chanced on an actuary for the National Insurance Commission and a resource person at the Ghana Insurance College, Mr. Richard Ocheri.
At the commission, basically, the actuarial department work is in the area of solvency. That is, we assess the company's financial position to ensure it is solvent at all times, which means that the company's assets should be more than the liability based on a particular solvency regime at the commission, and also look at the risk the companies are exposed to. We look at all this and we assess it, quantify it, and then provide some advice to the company.
An actuary's ultimate aim is to protect the policyholder. The insurance segment was brought to you by SIC Live. We have more news coming up. Please do stay.
My name is Eunice Agbavo, a second-year teacher trainee in one of the renowned colleges of education. I must say that the cut-in quota system helped me in gaining admission after several attempts in the year 2015.
When allowance was in session, few people were admitted into colleges of education. But with the introduction of the student loan, several people now gain admission into the colleges of education, including myself. With this, there will be enough teachers on the field to train our future leaders.
The introduction of the Student Loan Trust Fund has helped me and other colleagues of mine, and also the introduction of the feeding grant has reduced the cost of our fees to minimal. Therefore, the decision to replace the allowance with the accessible student loan is a wise and a bold decision.
So, vote massively for John Dramani Mahama, JM Swasu.
Hey, Auntie Maggie, I'll papa be a from the wine.
Rally papa bi a me koye. Ene hu bo sha akese e na wo gina ha wa hye dwa. Sister ni o ma na yenko.
Se we dia yate abre. Mre bi etwam. Na masema werefo.
Sa?
Tie na me mma bedi mpo na edi. Hey, mami ene pa ya brobom e kire ye se. Ye susu ni betime gira ye na so aye bibi. Bie de next ye be crash. What's right and send you did jack, sir? Me pel be a was see a dear warrior.
Nasama me chrono shame.
Or bar penny, Dr. Mrs. Cunedwaj my Rollins, one on the midnight, and a dear rally. Obian Toma, Nana Cunedwaj my Rollins, one that tossed me.
NDP, our nation, our future.
You're still watching News Are live on GBC24 and GTV. Welcome to the health segment. Beetroot and their green stalk do not only make a nutritious dish, but are also herbaceous. Studies have shown that the consumption of beetroot prevents diseases such as Alzheimer's, which is caused by the progressive mental deterioration of the brain and the commonest cause of premature senility worldwide. Here are highlights on beetroots.
Very few foods found in the natural state are as beneficial as beets. Beets grow naturally along the coastlines in North Africa, Asia and Europe. Nutritionists say beetroots are tasty and can be prepared as a salad or juiced. It is the second largest source of sugar after sugarcane, but are low in calories and reduce cholesterol. According to scientists, this versatile vegetable contains unique health-boosting nutrients. Beets contain high immune-boosting fiber, vitamin C, and minerals like potassium, essential for healthy nerves and muscle function. It is also rich in magnesium, which is good for the bones, liver, kidneys, and pancreas. The crop contains B vitamin, folate, and iron, which help reduce the risk of birth defects and is beneficial to new growth cells during pregnancy and replenishes the woman's body. Beetroots are a habitat for vitamin A and K, a plethora of benefits for the body. These protect the brain, eyes, and purifies the blood. Researchers say beetroots are proven to inhibit various forms of cancers and contain high amounts of boron, directly related to production of human sex hormones, regarded as aphrodisiac. With their high volume of nutrients and multitude of uses, anyone can jump right to beets without missing a beat.
That's all for the health segment.
In the international segment, a Supreme Court judge in Nigeria has been charged with corruption and money laundering. Justice Sylvester Ngueta, who was allegedly found with several passports, pleaded not guilty to 15 counts of fraud. He appeared in court in the capital Abuja along with 7 other judges who all denied the charges. Nigeria Security Agency said it has seized $800,000 in cash in raids targeting senior judges suspected of corruption. The raids did not go down well with the Nigerian Bar Association, which accused the authorities of carrying out a Gestapo-style operation, argued that the judges should be released on bail. The judicial regulatory body of Nigeria, the National Judicial Council, has suspended the judges pending their trial. And that's it for the international segment. Up next is sports.
Hey, Auntie Maggie. Rally papa bi a ko school from no one. Rally papa bi a me koye. Ene hu bo sha akese. E na wo gina ha wa hye dwa. Sister ni o ma na yenko.
Se we dia yate abre. Mre bi etwam. Na masema werefo.
Sa?
Tie na me mpo na edi. Hey, mami ene pa ya brobom e kire ye se. Ye susu ni betime gira ye na so aye bibi. Bie de next be crash. What's right and send you did jack, sir? Me pel be a was see a dear warrior.
Nasama me chrono shame.
Or bar penny, Dr. Mrs. Cunedwaj my Rollins, one on the midnight, and a dear rally. Obian Toma, Nana Cunedwaj my Rollins, one that tossed me.
NDP, our nation, our future.
I don't get a lot, God do it.
There be one for my hand, but God be win. There be one keep my joy, but God be win. I say anything them do, now God be win. No, now God be win. No, now God be win. No. Anything them do, now God be win. No, now God be win. No, now God be win. No. Oh yeah, better fast. God be win. No, now God be win. No, now God be win. My brother, God will win. And if you check the countdown, my brother, God will win. And if your market
Elections are everything but dull. The rallies are massive and exhilarating. Radio and TV shows are exciting, and we speak our minds with clarity. Politicians make promises with certainty. But we must keep our eyes on the bigger picture. As we gather to discuss issues of concern during the 2016 elections campaign season, we must speak to those we disagree with in a tolerant and respectful manner. And when the day comes, let's go to our local polling stations, join the queues, wait our turn, and vote peacefully for our preferred candidate. And when the dust settles, Ghana must be the only winner. As citizens, this responsibility to our country is sacred. Shun violence, vote in peace, love Ghana.
So let's talk sports. I'm Theophilus Sampa. We begin by going straight to Cameroon, where the Black Queens kicked off their campaign for AFCON 2016 on a brighter note. They beat Kenya by 3 goals to 1. And so the Black Queens are out of the ongoing FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup after playing a 1-1 draw with USA in their final Group C game. Ghana finished bottom of the group with just 2 points from a possible 9. That's continued their good run in the ongoing Ghana Top 6 competition. They beat Midiama by 2 goals to 0.